Okay, here we're looking at question 2, and I like this one from an instruction point of view because it kind of shows you how the ACT kind of goes about devising questions and how they're trying to trip you up. But if you know how they style their questions, it can save you a huge amount of time on test day. So what is it about question 2? All right. So we'll read it. It says, the scientists in study 3 hypothesized that the larger the volume of lava produced, the larger the number of marine organisms that would become extinct. Period. Period. If this hypothesis is correct, the formation of which of the following plateaus caused the largest number of marine organisms to become extinct? Now, what most students would do, right, is immediately go and just see study 3 and think, okay, I need to look at study 3. And they would go down, come across to the right hand side here, and they would come along to study 3 down at the bottom right hand side, and they would read it. And they would read it, and they would not find the information that they wanted. And then they would come back to the question and think, I don't understand, the information's not in the study 3. Because I'll read study 3, we're down here. Because it says scientists found that the 3 large extinctions of marine organisms had ages similar to those of the formation of 3 of the flood basalt plateaus: 58 million years, 66 million years, and 133 million years. It was hypothesized that the production of large amounts of lava and gases in the formation of plateaus may have contributed to those extinctions. It doesn't tell you anything. So, here's the main point. The question tells you what study 3 is about, right? As soon as you see, if you read something that says like that, the scientists in study 3 hypothesized that the larger the volume of lava produced, the larger the number of marine organisms that would become extinct. You don't have to read study 3. They've told you, they've summarized it for you. The information is not in study 3. But if you had set this up the way I always teach my students to, where you've looked over, when you started the question, you've looked at the tables, you've looked at the diagrams, you would have known that plateaus are mentioned here. The other thing I always tell my students, finish reading the question, then read the answer choices. And if you'd known this part, like I don't have to read it because it's summarized it for me. And then going, okay, if the hypothesis is correct, the formation of which of the following plateaus caused the largest number of marine organisms to become extinct? Look at the answers and you see plateau A, B, C, and D, and you would have thought, hang on, I saw that on table 1. And come over here to table 1, seeing plateau A, B, C, and D. The question is just saying the hypothesis is that the largest the volume of lava, the more extinctions. Which one has the largest amount of lava volume? And you'd have come over here and gone, lava volume is here. Which one is the largest one? It's D, 2.125 million. It's D. It would have taken you about 20 seconds. Knowing how the ACT structures its questions, for a student who knows that, this question would have taken about 20 seconds. Number 1, knowing that they didn't have to read study 3. Number 2, already known to look at the answers and match that to the figure on the right hand side. 20 seconds. A student not knowing and not having practiced ACT science would have read it, not looked at the answer choices, come across to study 3, read it, not found the answer, probably come back to the question, reread the question, getting more confused because they don't understand why study 3 doesn't answer the question, and maybe looked at the answers at that point and maybe matched them up, or maybe would just have gone, I don't know, I don't understand, I'm just going to guess. So that's why it's so important that you understand how the ACT science questions are put together, and that you practice, with real ACT official questions, not anything else. They're not the same. So I hope that is helpful, and always be on the lookout for questions where they summarize a study or an experiment. 9 times out of 10 it means you don't have to reread that, and that will save you some time on test day.